contributing 12% to the country's GDP. It is also the second largest foreign exchange earner in the country. These are familiar scenes when tourism is in full swing. Tourists can be seen at different sites having what appears to be an amazing time. Well, at this time too, most locals employed by the hospitality industry smile too. Business for locals like those in the tie and dye, batik, restaurant, resorts, park, art and craft also experience a boost in the local markets. However, fast forward to now, this is what is underground. For a sector that employs over 100,000 people, seasonal work is an issue of concern. A walk around this craft market shows all indications of an off-season. But when we say off-season, what does it mean for people whose employment depend entirely on? What do those people, like many others, think is the answer?
Well, you can bear witness as to what off-season is for us. Look around, the place is very empty, no sight of a tourist. We come here every day merely because this is the place we have. It's been 2 months now. I have not sold a single item from my shop, and I'm a family man with school-going children. The off-season is very dull. We barely make sales. Some of the tailors who were here have gone to seek jobs in other places. Perhaps our greatest constraint is from the hotels. All the hotels in this area have closed except for one. At this point, we depend entirely on our savings.
You can see most of the shops here are closed. People like me prefer to stay at home for the entire off-season. In fact, it is by coincidence that you found me here. I come from a faraway place every day. I spend the greater part of the money I have on transportation, and I'm not taking back anything home, so I prefer to stay at home.
As the tourist season inches closer, there is little doubting that these people, like other local players in the hospitality industry, will look forward to it with much anticipation and hope. Hope for betterment. Successful entrepreneurship, how to achieve it, the qualities required and the role it plays in the socio-economic development of a country was the subject of discussion at the second graduation ceremony of 37 students of Vicky's Salon Skills Center. In this story prepared by Modulamin Sise, we bring you the spectacular fashion in which the 37 students received their certificates.
They are a group of young people from different backgrounds, but at the Vicky's Salon Skills Training Center, they were treated as one. Trained in different skills in hairdressing and cosmetology, these graduating students are armed with entrepreneurial and other employable skills with which they can make a mark in the country's hairdressing and cosmetology industry. Their areas of specialization are hair extension, style and dress hair, shampooing or blow dry, hair coloring, hair cutting, manicure or pedicure, perming nails or makeup and braiding. The students are products of Vicky's Hairdressing Salon Skills Center, an institution established to fill the capacity gaps of young people. Well, on Wednesday, the training center converged for the graduation ceremony of 37 students. The ceremony was a well-attended one characterized by motivational and inspirational speeches on skill acquisition and successful entrepreneurship. First to take to the podium was Janet Bajan Young, retired civil servant but definitely not tired, for she now runs that innovative feature of the Gambia's artistic industry, the Ebunjan Theatre. Her task was to deliver on successful entrepreneurship. She cited in the process some of the innate and acquired qualities of a successful entrepreneur.
You can't start a business with nothing. You understand me? And so that's how I did it. So when it was time to start, at least I had some seed money to start. The other thing is you have to work hard. That's why people don't like to start their own business, because I tell you, you will work till you drop. If you want everything to go right, and you must be checking. Never assume that somebody will do something for you, or if you have a program that they will do this and that for you. No, you have to do it yourself. Make sure that you have that kind of you know. Then constantly look for ways to network. It's not always that you have all the ideas. Sometimes you meet somebody, you talk to them, you tell them what your problem is or what you are aiming, and they say, why don't you do this? You may not take it, but at least it sets you thinking.
Agnes Campbell, one of the speakers at the program, took time to put inspiration into the graduating students. Unemployment and underemployment, she said, are problems that haunt almost every country. But in the Gambia, the lack of enough skilled personnel, she said, is a factor to blame.
Most of the employers fail to employ youth because they lack the prerequisite skills and competencies and have no work experience. The Gambia's formal employment sector is very small, employing just over 10% of the labor force, and employment continues among the youth to be estimated to be over 40%. Furthermore, unemployment and poverty among the youth can result to rural-urban migration and the attempt, often desperate attempts, to engage in illegal international migration to escape the poverty trap and in a quest for greener pastures.
Vicky's Hairdressing Salon Skills Center, recognizing skill acquisition as a weapon for combating the social menaces of idleness, vagrancy, and prostitution, also staged a drama discouraging the young from a life of emptiness and urging them instead to take up a life of greater prospect and hope for success. Vicky's Skills Center also admits victims of extreme poverty and broken families, thus turning people that could be liabilities into assets. For the director of NYSS, a dozen proverbs learned during the elementary school days are enough lessons for the graduating students.
I am sure one day you may find yourselves elsewhere where these skills that you have just acquired very, very useful, and then you would even act as imparting knowledge to others, because you can always learn. And I like the adage that in the Gambia now, the sky is the limit. You can go from one stage of learning to the other. I like these few adages or proverbs. I learned them since when I was in primary 3. Please listen to these ones. And they said, we must learn to die a little so that others may live. And Rome was not built in a day. Make hay while the sun shines. Do not put all your eggs into one basket. Many a day there shall come a time. But remember this, one man's meat is another man's portion.
The graduating students were then awarded their certificates and prizes.
We are about to open a new chapter in our lives. We'll meet lots of challenges on our way, trying to pull us down, but we should be strong to overcome it. Life doesn't seem easy for anybody, but it depends on how you plan it. There are 2 ways in life, either to succeed or fail, and I believe the way of failure is not our portion. We should try and avoid bad company because it may lead you to frustrating in the end.
But what does a moment like this mean for Victoria Tamba, proprietress, Vicky's Hairdressing Salon Skills Center?
I have graduated over 150 students, and so far, 90% of them are either being employed in the private sector or are engaged in the commercial ventures and small-scale enterprises. Others teaching hairdressing and cosmetology. I have partnered with YMCA. Thank you. I have partnered with YMCA, NYSS, sponsors, and private students as well. Vicky's Hairdressing Skill Center is created to develop young women to be outstanding citizens in the business of cosmetology by providing them with the professional skills and know-how.
It is government policy to ensure sustainable post-basic technical and vocational training. Therefore, efforts by Vicky's to send 37 skilled personnel into the labor market is a significant complement to national development strives.
Well, that is quite remarkable. More, can you do something like that?
Of course, it's difficult but not impossible. If you had to tie the rope for me from Banjul to Bara, sorry, I'll be able to do that. And it will take a lot of expertise. But after 1 or 2 days training, I'll be able to do that. Why not?
I am sure Nick can do that, but I am not so mobile I can do